Hi, my name is Kelly Linares. I am a mortgage loan originator. I specialize in commercial and residential lending in South Florida and Texas. Today, we are going to talk about what you need in order to buy and finance a home. From credit to down payment assistance, asset, a lot of good information. My focus is that when we finish this video, you will have a better understanding of how mortgages work. I focus a lot of my time and resources in educating my buyers and my clients. That is something that I take a lot of pride in, and I focus a lot in the subject. So stick around. We are going to talk about a lot of cool things. I hope you enjoyed this video and share and like with your friends and family. So how do we start? What do you need? You went on the internet, you look at beautiful properties, you're very excited, you talk to your family, you're ready to buy a home. What is your next step? Well, your very first step should be knowing what you qualify for. In order to know what you qualify for, you need to speak to a mortgage specialist. The mortgage specialist is going to check your income, your credit, your assets, a lot of information, and approve you for a mortgage loan. So very first step, right? You need to find a trusted mortgage advisor. It's very important that the person that you are working with is somebody that cares for you, somebody that you can build a bond with. Buying a property can be easy, but can be a very stressful process as well. There's a lot of decisions, a lot of money, a short span of time. You are going to feel the pressure. So you want somebody that is going to work with you in that space and support you. So very first step, find your mortgage expert. Hopefully that is me. And you are going to submit a loan application. Very easy. It's an online link. You go in, you enter your information, and the mortgage expert is then going to review, maybe ask you a couple of questions regarding your employment, your hours. That's very normal. From there, you are going to upload or provide some documents. So what are the main documents that you need to qualify for a loan? Well, you need pay stubs, you need W-2s, you need your identification, you need 2 months bank statements, and if you are self-employed, you need 2 years tax returns, personal and business, if you own a business. That information is then going to be revealed very finely, and the income will be calculated, and off that calculation, I will be able to tell you how much house payment your income can support. So to find out what you qualify for, it's a very simple calculation that in the business we call DTI, debt to income ratio. So your debt to income ratio is your gross income divided by the new housing payment and your obligations listed on your credit report. Now going into credit, what do we need for credit? Credit is very important in this country and for financing. The better the credit, the better the terms. However, if your credit is going through a transition, which happens to everybody at different points in our lives, we can start with a 580 credit score for an FHA loan and a 620 credit score for a conventional loan. So when I pull your credit report, I am going to pull what is called a tri-merge credit report. All the 3 credit bureaus will be there, so you will have a low score, a middle score, and the high score. I am going to use the middle score for the loan. So your middle credit score is going to drive the rate and sometimes the type of loan that you receive. If you are a first-time home buyer and you are on the lower end of the credit report and score, I may advise you to go with an FHA loan, which is a great product for first-time home buyers. Why is FHA a great product for first-time home buyers? Well, you are only required to do a 3.5% down payment. That is pretty low, so it's 3.5% of the purchase price, and the lender is going to finance the rest, which is 96.5%. And interest rates under FHA are typically lower than interest rates under a conventional loan. However, FHA will have mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. As to conventional loan, you can get rid of the mortgage insurance at certain points. So a lot of people ask me the difference between FHA and conventional. Depending on your situation, depending on your credit score, I can advise you where to go and what is going to be more beneficial to you. Now, on the other side, we have a conventional loan. Conventional loans, they are designed for first-time home buyers or not. Going back to FHA, you don't have to be a first-time home buyer. You can get an FHA loan even if you're buying your third house. The only difference is you can only have one FHA loan at a time, okay? With conventional loan, the down payment minimum required is going to be 3%, between 3 and 5. That is going to be determined by your credit score and whether or not you are a first-time home buyer. If you are a first-time home buyer with conventional loan, you can do it 3%. If you are not a first-time home buyer with conventional loan, 5% is the requirement for down payment. Conventional loans, it's going to work pretty much the same as an FHA loan. We are going to use your gross income, divide that by your housing payment and your other obligation, come up with the DTI, that's the magic word. The DTI determines everything. And then I'll be able to tell you how much house payment and how much house you can qualify for. There are other loan types out there. There's VA for veterans. There's USDA loans as well, and other there's a wide range of different loans that we can use. Today, we're just focusing on the main two because that seems to be what most people use, FHA and conventional. So once we fill out our application, we turn in our paperwork, we do a soft pull credit report for the pre-approval, and then later on, once you go on the contract, we do a hard pull credit. Because I get a lot of calls from clients and they are really, they feel very uneasy about their credit report being pulled for an application. I just do a soft pull. The only thing though, if I do a soft pull credit report, you can't touch that credit until you get on the contract. You have to be very careful because if the information changes, then your qualification changes. And then going back to credit, you have to be very careful with your credit once you decide that you are going to buy a house and once you're ready to go through the process. What I tell my clients is, please don't buy anything, don't apply for credit, don't change anything without letting me review everything first, because if you apply for a loan with one credit score and throughout the process the information changes, then your approval becomes invalid. That's very, very important. Another thing you need for qualifying for mortgage is assets. When you buy a house, you will have a down payment. You will be required to do a down payment and you will have closing costs associated with the transaction. Now, there's a lot of things that we can do, such as down payment assistance. There are seller contributions that can be used to offset your closing costs. There's a lot of information. We're gonna talk about down payment assistance in a different video, and we'll go over all of that information, but it is available to you. Once you come in and we can review your information, I'll be able to tell you what types of down payment assistance you can qualify for. So you wanna buy a home, your credit may not be there, you may not have all the money ready to buy the house, we can still make it work. So what I think you need is to give me a call, let me review your information, and we'll come up with a plan. If you are ready, we'd be ready to go. You can look at houses tomorrow. If not, we can come up with a plan and get you ready to buy this year or next year, whenever you're ready. I believe real estate is a wonderful investment. I was very blessed, and my family, we have been able to change our finances through real estate, and I believe that can be done for you as well. So thank you so much for watching. My office is located in Davie, and my phone number, my email, and my contact information is down below. Any questions you have, something you feel I didn't touch in this email, just give me a call, send me a text message, and we'll set up a conversation and we'll get you approved to buy a house. Thank you.